Hey, what's going on, everybody? Today we are looking at my collection. I've literally just finished unboxing this little guy, the Holiday Edition Ewok. But a couple people asked for a collection tour, and a few other people said that they would like to see the collection, so here it is. Starting with my desk. As I said, I just finished doing this video, so this will give you an idea of my setup. Ring light there, extreme sets, sector 7 in this case. I usually have toys stacked on top of here because I usually do a couple reviews at a time. And by reviews, I mean unboxings. Because it's just easier to have this set up. You'll see that this space doesn't sort of lend itself very well to having this space occupied for too long. This is my crappy old laptop computer that I use for all the live videos when I'm chatting with you guys on StreamYard and stuff like that. On my desk, I almost always have this guy, my wise, stoic little pale ape. It's pale with the armor stripped off and then the alternate head. And then a whole bunch of stuff that I haven't found room for in the collection. I've got my McNugget buddies, minus Don Bernice. I've got my hatchlings, my plunderlings, not hatchlings. I got a couple not Black Series, vintage collection. Man, I can't remember what any of this stuff even is. My Holocom Mandalorian. We're getting into Lorcana in this house, so I got a starter deck and I got the instructions. I haven't had a chance to read it yet. But yeah, that's my little studio. That's like, how crazy is it that that you can do all this stuff from home with just this, right? Now, first, why don't we look at the wall that is behind me? This is the wall that everybody sees when I do videos. So I've got my Mythic Legions down here on the bottom. I'll go sort of through each shelf individually. I've got Mythic Legions on the bottom. That's eventually going to be the 4 Horsemen. But at the moment, it's 2 Horsemen and 2 other mounted figures, as well as a couple other kind of random bits and pieces. Up from that, I have got my good guys from the Animal Warriors of the Kingdom. Above them, I've got my bad guys from the Animal Warriors of the Kingdom. More or less. Now, I know some people are probably saying, Tiberius is not bad, is he? Well, we don't really know yet, but his bio says that he might be, so I put him on that shelf. Mostly because I don't have room on that shelf. So anyways, there's that shelf. I've got my Super 7 Ninja Turtles above that. Still got more on the way. I've got April and Casey Jones and, a couple others. More turtle stuff above that, and then some overflow, I guess, of Marvel Legends stuff. Age of Apocalypse on the top shelf, the blue and yellow Uncanny X-Men 275 on the shelf below that, as well as, the animated series Jim Lee stuff, the newer House of X. Below that, I've got, all the teams. So I've got X-Force, X-Factor, New Mutants, Alpha Flight, Excalibur. Typically those are more interesting to me than a lot of the X-Men stuff. But anyway, there's my villain shelf. This shelf is sort of just a random, this shelf sometimes has nothing on it. This is effectively my photo booth. And so right now, it's got some G.I. Joe stuff because I've just gotten so much G.I. Joe stuff recently. Hasbro's been shipping wave after wave after wave, and it's been pretty hard to keep up. Next to that, I have my Hiss Tank and my Cyberzoic stuff and some Joy Toy stuff. So this is, again, just a random shelf. That's where the Hiss Tank is going to live. I just haven't really decided on the display yet. Which, yes, that does mean I don't know where I'm going to put Cyberzoic, though I do have an idea. I kind of want to put it there, but I kind of want to keep that as my photo booth. I have another shelf that we'll get to that may become my Cyberzoic shelf. I got my Cobra troops. I got my Cobra named characters. I got my G.I. Joe named characters and then G.I. Joe sort of named characters and alternate deco sort of overflow up on that top shelf as well. Moving on to these narrower shelves. These are my sort of... I mean, I'm not an in-box collector. It's just there's some things I don't have room for and I've just never opened. So I've got a few of my Luke Skywalkers. I got a Donatello from Mutant Mayhem on there. A few Mandalorians as well. I've got the Black Series. I got the Vintage Collection. I've got the Retro Collection. Those may stay in box because why not? I got some Animal Warriors of the Kingdom boxes from the 4-inch line. I've got a Vero Atlas that I'll probably keep in box. And then on the top shelf, if you can see behind there, I got the Black Series credit collection. Don't ask me why. I've got a couple Mythic Legions still in box. The Storage Shell Donatello. That C-3PO is actually going to come out of the box probably in the next couple of days. You may have seen me unbox that video by the time you see this collection tour video. But anyways. Then on the bottom couple shelves there, I've got my To Be Read comic book collection. Now, some of you, if you are comic book readers, will be saying to yourself, wow, those books go back quite a ways. You're correct. I'm way behind on comic books. I got my 2 Awok buddies there as well. I love Ewoks, so I had to get these sort of cuddly, stuffy ones that come in the bags. I've got my Jean Grey and Emma Frost poster there. Up on the top, G.I. Joe Collectors Club Canada banner, which I won a while ago. Love that banner. Very, very excited to get sort of the main women in G.I. Joe on the banner there. That's pretty cool. A bunch of empty boxes up top. And I don't keep many boxes, but I do keep the classified boxes, and I do keep the Awok boxes. My collection may grow to a point where I won't have room for these, which I won't be super upset about. I just like that they're up there displayed, because they're really good-looking boxes. Below my figures, which you don't normally see, I've got some cabinets there, which have a bunch of random stuff that's not exciting. The bins are sort of the same way. There's nothing really exciting in there. Just extra overstock stuff, troop builders, or stuff that I don't have room for on the wall. I'll do this wall first and then sort of move around and take a look at the other stuff. So well, let's start at the top. I got these really cool prints from my wife. They are sort of Lego. I don't think these are the actual sort of patent things, but these are sort of artwork designed to look like the patents for Lego stuff. The one with the block might be true to the patent. I'm pretty sure that the minifig ones aren't. It occurs to me now that I've never actually done the research, but she got me those and I put them in the frames there, and I think they look pretty good. This is it's like the Island of Misfit Toys. This is a bunch of random stuff that I have sort of one of, that just doesn't have a home. I put them on the shelf thinking that one day maybe they will get a home. But there's a very good chance that they won't. I've got the Super 7, the Worst Ultimates. I've got my Heat Boys Mecha Leo. I've got the Lego, what's the Lego Lightyear ship, which is just a really cool build. I've got some origami. I've got the D13 Biblical Adventures Translucent Demons. I've got my Figura Obscura. I've got my only Cosmic Legions that I own on this shelf as well. My Savage Crucible coins, as well as my Mythic Legions coins. A boxed Alder, and a Star Wars light. And then below that, this is my main Mythic Legions shelf. That also happens to have Mythic adjacent stuff. So I've got the Avatar Banshee there. I've got another Banshee that's still in a box because I haven't had the chance to sort of properly organize some of this stuff. The other Banshee is going to go in here on a flight stand so that one is sort of on top of the other. This is the only way I can display them because they're huge. They're way bigger than I thought they were going to be. But pretty fun figures. I got the Troll. As I said, I sort of start with the baddies and move across to the good guys. And Xylona's Flock. My favorite faction takes up a big chunk of my Mythic Legion shelf there. Some random stuff there as well. Mythic Legion's 1/12 scale crates and things like that. This is a tower of Lego. This is indicative of what it normally looks like in here, you know, with some extra bins. I can't even remember what's in these bins. I've got the Navarro Cantina there, and I've got a bunch of G.I. Joe stuff that I need to get rid of. So the idea is, you know, if I can get rid of these bins, then I can clear this floor space. Inside these cabinets, this is my Lego cabinet. It's 2 cabinets wide, but I got to pull this thing out even to get in there. I don't do as much Lego as I used to. And this is just a sample of it. As I said, this tower is almost entirely Lego as well. And then in this cabinet, I have more stuff. This stuff's organized a little bit better. I've got, you know, my G.I. Joe stuff. I've got, you know, my Mythic Legions parts, my SH Figure Arts Dragon Ball parts, my Super 7 Ultimates extra parts, a bunch of classified figures that I still need to give hot baths to. They kind of stay in there until I can pose them up so I don't put them on a shelf and they do shelf dives. Customizing stuff, so dye, I got a pot there, hot glue gun, all that kind of fun stuff. More G.I. Joe stuff, some Marvel Legends stuff, my Snake Eyes collection, primarily 3 3/4 inch or 4 inch, I guess in the case of the modern stuff. And then moving on to this pile of stuff that I need to get rid of. I don't want to give it away, not just yet. Some stuff that's framed that hasn't made it onto the wall yet, like my my Awok orange sheet signed by Jeremy, of course. And then this again is sort of, you know, this whole stack is just sort of random stuff. I've got what's left of my built Lego collection. There was a point a few years ago where this whole shelf was full of Lego stuff, built Lego stuff. But action figures kind of took it over. But I got the Millennium Falcon, the First Order TIE Fighter, a couple other random things. Most of the stuff that's remained built has remained built for a reason. K2SO is just super fun, and I don't have any other of the Lego in that sort of build-a-figure kind of scale thing. The Millennium Falcon's really, really fun, and it's just so iconic that I didn't want to take it apart. My kids, they haven't in a while, and so it's probably going to get taken apart very, very soon. But my kids used to play with this. You know, they used to open it up and kind of just use it as a play set, which I absolutely loved. I got a do back there because it's just cool. I got a couple Mandalorian things here because they're new and cool. This is my Lego Star Wars family, which is not up to date at all. Again, like I said, I've been sort of not doing much with Lego in a long, long time. This will remain built. This was the first Lego set that I bought when I sort of got back into Lego. And that's sort of why that will stay built, because it doesn't take up much space. I'll find room for it. The other stuff, I mean, this stuff might all get boxed, you know, taken apart and bagged and put in boxes to be rebuilt later. That's the beauty of Lego, right? A bunch of random stuff. This is like really random stuff. This is, you know, some Gundam model kit tools, a bunch of comic book receipts, some stickers, like nail polish remover that I use for taking deco off of things. My kids' school pictures. Snake Eyes mask, Spider-Man mask. I mean, all my masks are on there. More random bits and pieces of, you know, like tape, screwdrivers, Lego separators, tape. Lame, boring stuff. This is sort of like the shelf of I don't know. This is like the OG shelf, you know? This is G.I. Joe. This is the Fantastic Four, Doctor Strange, the Avengers, some of the Avengers. You know, these are kind of, in the case of these, like Spider-Man, I don't really collect Spider-Man. I don't really collect Avengers. I don't really collect Fantastic Four, but they're, IPs that I absolutely loved when I was younger. I got tons of those comic books, and I just needed somewhere in the collection to put those. More on that shelf in a minute. Up above that, I have some Lego X-Wing fighters. I've got, Luke's, and then Poe's, and then the blue one, I can't remember if that was sort of listed as Poe's, but the other one, that's just sort of a one that I built. I just like that colorway, so I thought that would be a fun one to build. And then I have some art up top there, which is actually done by my brother-in-law, who is an artist and a filmmaker. That's his sort of version of Totoro. So that's pretty cool. Down at the very bottom, this one also has one of these storage cabinets as well. This one's slightly more exciting because this one actually has like comic books and stuff in there. And sort of toy odds and ends and things like that in there. But still not that exciting. Down below, I got this wall with windows, which is quite nice. And then I have my Awok stuff, my Awok museum. This is a small space. If you haven't noticed, I don't have room to go anywhere because the desk's in the middle and I got cabinets all around. Down below, I got my Gundam building stuff down there. I've got some random Super 7 stuff. There's that other Banshee that I need to get out of the box. I've got the Gorgo and Leodicius 2-pack. My AEW wrestling. This is the only thing I have ever bought from wrestling, and they were like, I think it was $1 at Walmart. It's the set with like the barbed wire and the chairs. They had it on clearance, so I bought a bunch of that for just $112 accessories. Some more Extreme Set stuff here. The stuff that's on my desk, the Sector 7 stuff, goes in this empty cubby right here when I'm not using it, and then this stuff's just all on top. I call it the dungeon all the time, but I think this purple one's called the castle, but anyway. Awok turnaround shots, as well as some pre-production stuff. So I've got Vero Atlas's staff, unpainted, so fully translucent. A pre-production core Dune, so no paint on the face, and he is floppy as heck because the ab crunch doesn't work until they fuse the torso, which that one does not have. And then a prototype version of Atreyu's head, more turnaround shots. And then I got my 4-inch Awok stuff there as well, and a turnaround shot of the elephant there. My Plunderlings boxes, I don't know if I want to keep these or not, but they're so cute that it's hard to throw them away. What I have of the Jakks Pacific Super Mario movie toys, they're displayed like this because these get played with pretty much every day. My 1.5-year-old especially loves these, so he comes into my office pretty much every day and says, Mario Bowser, and he wants these Mario toys, which I happily oblige. Some G.I. Joe stuff. Again, this is, the chaos that is my office, right? This video I was chatting with Shiny Plastic People about how I was, he wants to do a collection tour, and he was kind of thinking, I got to get my office cleaned, I got to get it organized, long enough to do a video. And I thought, you know what, I'm going to shoot my office before I organize it, because this is honestly what it really looks like 99% of the time. Just random stuff lying around, some bits and pieces from Marvel Legends, some G.I. Joe classified figures, the Super 7 weapons from the Ultimates that sort of you don't need. I got a bunch of Mythic Legion's heads in that bucket. I got these weird Dragon Ball things that my wife got me. More unread comic books, some unbuilt Gundam models, these inflatable drink holder things that double as 6-inch figure flotation devices when you want to take pictures of them in the summertime. A bunch more Lego. I've got my bins of parts there as well. Let me get this dinosaur out of the way. I got, what do I got in those bins? I don't even know. Classified stuff, Marvel Legends, and I think there's more Lego in a couple of those, actually. Amazon box is full of a bunch of Marvel Legends. More drawers with Lego. This is the Lego that my kids play with the most, which is why it's here, closer to the ground, closer to the door. I got this Bowser set for Christmas to go with this whole bin of Mario Lego stuff, which we've had a blast with over the years that they've been doing it. These are all new. Oop. I got some dinos for Christmas, and I don't know what to do with them. These are the stand-ins till we get, you know, some more Cyberzoic stuff. Which, full disclosure, I may have ordered more Beasts of the Mesozoic today. But anyways, this used to be on a shelf. Now it's just on the floor because I don't know what to do with it. Down at the bottom of this shelf is my Gundam model kit backlog. As you can see, like, it goes back. There's more back there. There's another like stack back there that you can't even see. There's a lot. I need to get through some of them. A few of my trade paperbacks. Got some Star Wars boxes there. Dragon Ball SH figure arts right there, which overflows onto that shelf. You know, there's a couple GT figures on there. There's some built Gundam stuff, as well as some Gundam Universe figures. All my Grandpa Gundams there. The Gundam dock from Yokohama. I still have to build the Gundam that goes in there. Some vintage Joes. I've said it a million times. I'm slowly kind of clearing my vintage Joes out. These are the ones that I've had a harder time, you know, coming to terms with getting rid of. But slowly but surely, you know, I'm kind of getting rid of that stuff. The PlayStation, some random odds and ends, a TV, big deal. There's me in the reflection. And then this is just a bunch of stuff that, like, my kids got me or my kids painted or whatever. So I got like a bluey stuffy there. I got a unicorn. I got an otter. I got a tiny beer can. I don't know where I got that or how long I've had it. I got this tiny Totoro, which I've had forever. It was a keychain that I got in Japan, but I kept it, even got it worn out when it got worn out. A couple of mugs. These mugs don't get used for drinking. These mugs get used for like heating up figures and stuff like that. And then, like I said, a bunch of random stuff that I just picked up over the years. That is just sort of the stuff that I couldn't get rid of or didn't want to get rid of. It's here and it's mixed in a couple other places as well. What I have on display of Transformers, Ken, that shot's for you. What I have on display of Black Series, and then just some random stuff that's, you know, Super 7 stuff. These are, again, you know, of the very, very few items that I have from my childhood collection, those two Thundercats are in there as well. And then on the top shelf, I've got part of my Snake Eyes collection, the only Funko Pops that I own. But then I got my 000 Hasbro Pulse Snake Eyes, the first version of Snake Eyes. I got a couple carded Snake Eyes. I've got a Snake Eyes on the sprue up on the wall, very high up on the wall there, as well as the artwork from the 00 box. That is not original. That's I want to say that that's a Black Major one or Red Laser. I don't remember. I can't remember. And I've got a Turtle Blimp up there as well. Now that's it. That's the collection. I do have these shelves that I've put in up here that I just haven't decided what's going on there. So I'm going to have to figure out what to put up there. And once I can put something up on those shelves, that'll be great because I'll be able to sort of shift some of what's on these shelves and these shelves up on there and make more room on these shelves for some of the stuff that's either coming or just hasn't made it onto the shelves yet. I may also get rid of a bunch of those boxes to give myself a little bit more room for different lines or what have you. But yeah, that's it. That's it. That's all. That's my collection. That's all my Lego Mario boxes. I don't think I showed that. It's not interesting, which is why I didn't show it. But yeah, this is it. This is my collection. This is where the magic happens. But mostly it happens right down here.